What's up, y'all? Let's get into this video. So, J. Cole just announced his retirement from rap with a release of a new album, The Fall Off. Of course, I don't want to see him retire, but I do understand why he did it. And J. Cole still is very relevant. He just dropped this album and it's already a quarter of a way from being platinum. It did 280,000 sales in its first week. But I'm telling you, like, people can turn from relevant to irrelevant overnight. People can overstay their welcome real quick. Like we saw it happen with Lil Wayne when he dropped the Carter 4. That album still did numbers. As soon as he dropped the Carter 5, boom, done. And I was thinking, you know what, J. Cole, because it was that whole conversation and especially the whole Big Three beef. And you know how J. Cole, he released a record and then deleted it. He released like a diss record and then deleted it and then got on stage and apologized later. J. Cole reminds me of like Shikamaru from Naruto. Like Naruto and Sasuke is Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and J. Cole is Shikamaru. Like the one who's technically good. Like you pay attention to Naruto and Sasuke. Like they're in the story, they're in the spotlight. But Shikamaru always surprises you when it's actually his turn. Like he does what he needs to do, but he always gives that he's doing it out of obligation and that it's not necessarily his passion. And J. Cole even said that. Like J. Cole had said that, you know, for the album, he kind of found his first passion for music again. So if you're losing interest in doing music, there's no point in just making albums for the sake of albums. He has nothing to be ashamed of. He has everything to be proud of when it comes to his career. He promoted this album by driving around his hometown selling CDs out of his car. I was in high school when Born Sinner dropped by J. Cole. So I've known J. Cole and been a fan and a supporter of J. Cole for a really long time. So me going throughout all of this time of knowing J. Cole and seeing his growth and change, seeing him go from the short hair to the locks, this one was a hard one for me, hearing that he was planning on this album being his last studio album. And I got to see the Big Three form in real time. Because I remember when Born Sinner came out, and that came out in the summer of 2013. That was the same year that Drake dropped Nothing Was the Same, and the year right before that, Kendrick Lamar dropped Good Kid, Mad City. So that was like a really good year for music fans. So first of all, J. Cole has already accomplished everything that a rapper could want to accomplish. I think this is his 7th album. His 6 albums prior have all went platinum. He even had an album, Forest Hill Drive, that went platinum with no features. He's had a lot of success. But I understand also that J. Cole's career path compared to the other 2 pieces of the Big Three was always a little different. And I think that it was a really good idea for him to say, hey, you know, and he didn't say like, okay, I'm never going to do anything that has to do with music ever again. He said that this is my last studio album that I'm dropping. Like this is the completed work. Like this is the last studio album. So you leave on a high note. He said that he wants to go more into producing and helping other artists form their vision for songs. And he didn't say that that doesn't mean that he'll never release music ever again. He said, you know, if he feels inspired to release music, he'll release music, but he wants this to be his last album. And that's where this footage comes from. You can see him driving around, stopping at fan interactions and handing out CDs to people of the Fall Off album. Now, he is planning on going on tour, and he's starting the Fall Off tour in July. If you want to see J. Cole perform and tour, get a ticket and make sure that you go, because if you have not seen him or you have not been to a J. Cole concert and it's always something that you wanted to do, I know that it's something that I'm looking at doing. This is the time to do it because who knows the next time that he might go on tour. This is an album tour, so it makes sense. He's not releasing any more albums in the future, according to him. So if you want to go see J. Cole, this is the best time to do it. But let me know what you guys think. Did you guys think that J. Cole made the right decision in announcing his retirement right now, or do you think that he should have stayed in and continued to go strong? Do you feel like J. Cole left behind a legacy and that he'll be remembered, or do you think that J. Cole might slip into irrelevancy in future conversations like about hip hop?